Hi there, and welcome to a really short sequence with 4 of my favourite poses that really help boost your night's sleep. So whether you're struggling to sleep because of menopause or perimenopause, which are really typical symptoms of both of these, or whether you've just got lots on your mind or you've just always not been a great sleeper, it's very debilitating having night after night of really bad sleep. And these poses really work. I did this as a short sequence for one of my clients recently, and she told me that she's been sleeping better than she's ever slept in years. So it inspired me to create this really short sequence for all of you. So with no further ado, we're going to go into child's pose. So we sit on our heels. If you can't sit on your heels, you can always place a block or a book or a DVD, hardback book, or a DVD box set is a really nice alternative, funnily enough, to a yoga block. Slide it on its side between your feet and you can sit on that, extending the arms out onto the floor, forehead on the floor. And again, if you can't get your forehead on the floor, you can always place a book or a block or another DVD set underneath your head. Closing down your eyes, bringing your attention inwards, following the breath all the way in and all the way out. Slowing the breath right down. Breathing nice and smoothly. And you can even try the I surrender mantra. So remembering surrender isn't about giving up or giving in. It's very much a giving over energy. So if there's something playing on your mind that's stopping you from sleeping, try saying, I surrender to all that is, as it is now, and so it is. I surrender to all that is, as it is now, and so it is. Keep saying this mantra until you feel a shift, and a shift is a tiny, it might be a smile, it might be a sigh, a yawn. You may feel lighter or you may feel more grounded. Very subtle but very profound. You just keep saying the mantra, I surrender to all that is, as it is now, and so it is. I surrender to all that is, as it is now, and so it is. Watching that breath, nice, smooth breaths throughout. I surrender to all that is, as it is now, and so it is. I surrender to all that is, as it is now, and so it is. I surrender to all that is, as it is now, and so it is. Gently bringing the hands back to your knees, rolling up one vertebra at a time, swinging the legs round, bringing the legs out in front. Now, if you have a strap or a scarf or a tie, you can always bring this strap to the ball of your feet. You don't need any of those. You can simply raise the arms overhead as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, bring the hands wherever feels comfortable. That might be the shins, the ankles, or the feet. If you have really tight hamstrings, keep a tiny bend in the knees to protect the hamstrings. Going into a seated forward fold, deeply restorative pose, stretching through the lower back, increasing the energy to the nerves along the spine, obviously stretching through the hamstrings. Great too for digestion. Just coming back to the breath again, nice smooth breaths throughout. Breathing nice and smoothly. So any forward fold, whether we're standing forward fold or seated forward fold, is deeply restorative. It calms and cools the mind.
So all of the 4 poses that I'm going to show you today, they're all restorative poses. Holding them for a couple of minutes as we just really surrender into it, relax, setting ourselves up for a really good night's sleep. And you can do this sequence earlier in the day or just before you go to bed. Just breathing nice and smoothly, letting go of anything that is no longer serves you. Just allowing your attention to rest on the breath. Two more nice smooth breaths here. And gently coming back up to a seated position, bending the legs and coming to rest on your back, hugging the knees into your chest, gently rocking from side to side, massaging the spine and the floor. Close down your eyes, bring the attention inwards. Nice smooth breaths throughout. And of course, when we hug our knees to our chest, we're releasing oxytocin, the feel-good hormone. This is a really nice balance to the stress hormones of adrenaline and cortisol, which may well be keeping you awake. Releasing oxytocin into the blood and the brain helps to balance those hormones. And if you notice yourself becoming stressed throughout the day, you don't need to come onto your back to hug your knees to your chest. You can simply rub your arms with your hands, and that does the same thing, releasing the oxytocin into your body, calming your mind, counteracting the production of cortisol and adrenaline that happens when we are stressed. Breathing nice and smoothly. Two more smooth breaths here. And gently releasing the knees, rolling over onto your right hand side. And then you can see I've got my mat 90 degrees to the radiator here. But if you can take your mat, or you can lie on your bed and put your legs up the wall. We're going to do a pose called Viparati Karini, legs up the wall. So you either want your mat 90 degrees to a wall, a door, a wardrobe, a radiator, or you can do this lying on your bed. You can do all of these poses lying on your bed, actually, and you just, no dignified way into it. You just swing your legs up the wall, getting your bottom as close to the wall as you can, and then just relaxing into the wall. Close down your eyes, your palms are either side of your hips. And this is a really deeply restorative pose. This is one of my favorite poses. Viparati Karini, legs up the wall, doing what it says on the tin, basically. So when we reverse the flow of gravity, placing our feet higher than our heart, it challenges the body in a really gentle but incredibly effective way, challenging the cardiovascular system to work in the opposite way that it normally does, encouraging the lymph system to drain more effectively, calming the nervous system, balancing the hormones. So we'll stay here for a couple of minutes, You can always pause the video and stay here as long as you like. If you have low blood pressure, you may get tingling in the toes, and that's a sign to gently roll over onto your right hand side and come out of it. Nice smooth breaths throughout. Bringing your awareness to your forehead. Softening the space between your eyes and around your eyes. Relaxing your mouth, tongue and jaw. Softening your throat and neck. Releasing your shoulders. Relaxing your arms and hands. Relaxing your back and your torso. Your hips, pelvis and buttocks. Relaxing all the way down the front and the back of both legs. Relaxing the ankles, the top of the feet, the soles of the feet, and your toes. And then just before we finish, I'd like to introduce you to a breath technique called longer exhalation. The longer exhalation helps to activate the vagus nerve, which in turn turns on the relaxation response. So we'll breathe in for 4 and out for 6. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4, and out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's a technique you can return to, excuse me, if you're not sleeping very well at night, wake up in the middle of the night, or you can't go to sleep. It's a really good technique to use. It's just enough to take your mind, distract your mind from whatever it is that's keeping you awake, and allow you to doze back off again. It's not too much to keep you awake. So it's a really lovely technique, activating the relaxation response, the longer exhalation, really nice one to do. And of course, so you can pause the video if you like, stay here for even longer if you're ready to either go to bed now or transition into your day. You're going to take a bend in the legs, gently rolling over to the right hand side. There's no dignified way in or out of that, but we're all friends together, so it doesn't matter. Hope you enjoyed that. I'd love to know your thoughts on how it works for you. I know it's been super successful for one of my clients. She's absolutely loved it and is having the best night's sleep she's ever had. So I hope it brings the same to you. Namaste.